Today we are going to talk about canceled flights and what the ramifications are for that for cruisers. We're also going to talk a lot about onboard updates. We've got information regarding the Captain's Circle benefits and how to make that work, pricing with the new pricing that Princess has announced on their packages and their beverages, and lots more to talk about. And we are going to end with talking about the love of cruising. So we've got a lot to talk about. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is Friday. It's December 23rd of 2022. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. I am so excited for Christmas time, and I wish a very Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate and what you enjoy doing when you spend time with your family. I wish you all the very best for that. I apologize if you can hear dogs barking. We have neighbors that have dogs that bark a lot, and so I apologize. I'm in a different place in our home today because some family has already arrived, and so we're just going to go ahead and plow forward. So first of all, I do want to let you know that right now it is just past noon Mountain Standard Time here in the United States, and already in the United States there have been 4,300 flights canceled today alone, due to that massive winter storm hitting a large portion of the United States. I was looking at the news. It says up to 2 million people in Canada and the United States have already lost power due to that storm. So our thoughts and prayers will be with all of you, truly, as you go through this. Not only is it hard all the time, but especially at Christmas time and a time when families often gather. So the reason that I'm telling you about these flight cancellations, and yesterday, let's see, I heard ranges between about 3,000, 3,500 flights were canceled. So lots of people are being impacted for their holiday travel, for their business travel, for leisure. And of course, there are a lot of cruisers who are being impacted as they try to fly to their destination. So before you leave home, if you're going on a cruise or truly anywhere else, make sure, keep an extra close eye on your flights. And I know that a lot of people are having a hard time picking up another flight to replace the flights that were canceled just because of the storms. So keep an eye, and like I always tell you, and I know you know this, but don't forget, when you go to the airport, have your medicine in your carry-on, have snacks, have water, have anything else. Well, I guess you would need to drink your water before you went through security, but have with you what you need in case you end up being there a lot longer than you expect, or if you get stranded somewhere on your way. So I just wanted to bring you all up to date on that. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is we've got a couple of Let's Go family members who have contacted me asking me things regarding to their status, like how things work when you're Platinum, Elite, if one of somebody that you're traveling with is Elite and you're just Ruby, or all of these different things. So let me address a couple of questions here. So first of all, if you are the person, like say we have a husband and wife, one of you owns the stock, if it happens to just be in one of his name, just submit that request for that shareholder benefit in your name and you get that applied to your cabin. It doesn't matter if the person that you're sailing with does not own the stock. In your cabin, you get that onboard credit will apply in your name. So don't be worrying about that. So just one person needs to own the stock. The next thing is, when you go to book the spa together, now when you are Platinum and Elite, you get 10% off of your Lotus Spa services on Princess. And so when you are on board the ship, and this is harder for me, so I want to hear from all of you and your experience, but whenever I am logged in and I am looking at a cruise, you know how it has let you manage that booking, you go into the cruise personalizer and you want to schedule yourself your Lotus Spa. Mine has always taken off. Ever since I've been Platinum, it has taken off that 10% of the spa. And I can pay for it, whenever I think to do it, decide to do it before I go on the ship. That 10% comes off because it knows that it's me, okay? Now, if Gordon were to go book something and he was Gold or Ruby and he didn't have that applying in his booking, it's not going to apply. So it just applies to the spa services for the person based upon their loyalty level. Okay, now if you are on board the ship and you go receive those spa services and they don't automatically give you the 10% off, go to customer service. If you are booking those spa services before you board and for some reason it doesn't give you that 10% off, you can talk to them at the spa, but if they don't do it for you, and a lot of times I feel like the spa people aren't able to do some of that stuff, go to customer service. They might have to talk to the spa a little bit, but make sure you go ahead and ask them, because that perk of 10% off comes from Princess. The spa is owned by a separate company. I think they have a contract with Princess to do that. And so talk to whoever you need, but you should definitely get your 10% off of the spa. Now, when it comes to excursions, you don't get 10% off on excursions until you are elite, all right? But the same thing should apply. When I have booked excursions lately for cruises and it sees that I'm elite, I get that 10% off. I haven't tried again since this question came through. Several questions asking me about this, but I'll go do it. And if it doesn't work, I will tell you. But mine has been automatically deducting that 10%. Okay, and if for any reason it doesn't, go to customer service once you get on board and let them know that you booked it. For whatever reason, it didn't take it off, and they can take it off. Okay, so don't miss out on your benefits. But be aware that if you are platinum and you are cruising, and after that cruise you become elite after that, you don't start using benefits for elite or for platinum, whatever, until you board the ship for a cruise in that status. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you've got questions about that, ask me below. Now, when you go to the Platinum Lounge to embark or disembark, am I allowed to go if the person that you are with is Platinum and you are Gold? Heavens yes. Just both of you go together, and whoever is Platinum say, here she is with me, okay? Gordon and I have done that for a long time. I'm a few cruises ahead of Gordon because I went with our daughter. Every time, he has just always come with me. They never even question it. All right, so don't worry about that. And then, let's see. All right, that's the main things I think off of that one. And I'm putting the link below this video so that you can all click on it and see what the Captain Circle benefits are for your level of loyalty. They have this nice thing, I kind of printed it out here, but they have this nice little chart that shows what you get for every level of loyalty, because you don't want to miss taking advantage of something that is afforded to you by your loyalty. So I put that there for you. Now, we have lots of questions surrounding the price increases that Princesses just announced with their beverage packages, and clearly this is going to extend to increase prices with their beverages. I am really excited to hear from all of you who are cruising now and who will be boarding cruises soon. Like, let us know what price increases you notice, okay? And it'll be extra obvious if you don't have a package. If you just buy a soda here and there, or a cocktail, or a whatever, then you will be able to know if the price has gone up, if you've, bought it on previous sailings. Like I said, I am very familiar. Well, I know that if you go to a bar and you ask for a glass of Diet Coke, it's $1.50 for that fountain soda. If you buy a can of Diet Coke, it's $2.50. All right, I'm sure about that. I've done it enough times that I know about that. So let us know if the price has gone up. I did receive a question from several of you wanting to know how those price increases are going to affect you if you're going to sail soon. One of our Let's Go family members here sent me a message, and they are going to go on January 7th on the Sky Princess. They have already booked their premier package. So if you've already booked your premier package, you get everything that is included with it at the price that you paid for it. So if you booked it back when it was $75 a day, you are going to get what's included with it. If you have done the upgrade so that you get that new premier package that they announced a couple of weeks ago, where you get the fitness class and the medallion shipped to you and the reserve seating in the theater, the Princess Theater and everything, if you upgrade to that, you get to have that with it, okay? But and this is a side note, I was trying to upgrade someone that I booked travel for, one of our Let's Go family members, from the premier package to the new premier package. I've called 3 times and I cannot get someone at Princess that knows how to do it. Okay, they just say, no, you can't do it. If you do that, then we're going to have to refare your whole cruise and you're going to have to pay more. And I'm like, this does not make sense to me. But I've asked every single one of them, and they say that you can upgrade once you are on board the ship. So I'm going to keep trying, and I'll let you know what I find out. So share your experience with trying to upgrade your packages to the new level. Anyway, so you get whatever it is you booked at, whatever it is you paid for. And so the fact that beverages are going up and you paid for it at the $75 level, you don't get charged anymore. That's what is included, okay? So don't worry about it, all right? Just because you've already booked that and then they decided to increase their prices, you're all right. Because even if you're with that $75 Premier package, that already includes the Premier beverage package, so you don't have to worry, okay? And like I said, everybody let us know how this goes rolling forward as you get to go on these cruises. The other really important thing that I want to note to you is yesterday when I was talking to you about what is included in the Plus beverage package and the Premier beverage package, I could not find bottled water included. And I didn't have it. I looked at the notes I had printed out, and when I got done, I looked at my phone again. I even stopped that video in the middle and double checked the Princess website on my phone. Bottled water was not listed. And several of you were so kind to email me. One of you was an Aussie. A couple of you said, you know what, bottled water is included. One of you called Princess. They said bottled water is not included. And so I don't know what the whole story is, but this morning I looked, and I didn't look last night, so I can't speak to last night, but this morning bottled water is on that list of things that is included in both packages. I think that's great. We should have the bottled water covered with that. And I looked back at what I had printed out off the Princess website yesterday, and it did not say bottled water. So when I printed yesterday morning, I was bringing you the most up-to-date news at that point. But don't worry, those of you that drink bottled water, it is included in both of those packages. Now let's move on a little bit to talking about the Sapphire Princess. The Sapphire Princess, as you may or may not know, is en route to Antarctica. I am so excited. Next year in January of 2024, on actually departing January 20th from Santiago, we have our group cruise going to Antarctica. Gordon and I have done Antarctica on Princess before. Highly recommend it. Absolutely enjoyed it. So let me tell you what some of these updates are. So first of all, back December 20th, so a couple of days ago, the decision was made to bypass Punta Arenas, Chile, in order to catch calmer winds and waters into Ushuaia and the Drake Passage. So first of all, let me tell you, Punta Arenas is it's a launching point to go. You can go further into like to Patagonia, see more sites that way. But the main things, the town itself is actually very small, and then you have the excursion that we did to go out to a little island to see penguins, and we'll have to get that footage put together for you. But if I had to pick a port to miss on that cruise, it would be Punta Arenas. And so just a heads up on that. And then the Drake Passage, if you don't know, that's the body of water that goes from like the end of South America down to Antarctica, and it's either the Drake Lake or the Drake Shake, they say. So anyway, they cruised in some sheltered areas that were beautiful, so they got to go through some of the Chilean fjords, which are breathtaking. So that's a lovely side benefit of that. Coming into Ushuaia, the winds picked up and they closed the port, so they were just anchored off the coast. They could not use tenders, which is a little bit of a concern because they have people who need off the ship due to medical reasons. The captain suggested they might want to take a day off of their sailing in Antarctica and come back to see Ushuaia. And she said they would love to come back. Now, when we visited Ushuaia, we took an excursion that took us up into the Tierra del Fuego National Park. Let me tell you, it is so beautiful. But if you never get to go there, and you want to see mountains that look remarkably like what you are looking at when you're on the excursion there and the Tierra del Fuego National Park, it's in the high Uintas here in Utah. We have the Wasatch Mountains, and then you go up higher into the high Uintas. The scenery is extraordinarily the same. When we were on the train looking at it, we were both like so surprised. We were just shocked at how similar that is. So that's a side note for you. But also, so we don't know yet if they are going to get to go back down to Ushuaia itself. In Ushuaia, I would say the value really is the walking area downtown is quite small, and if you're someone that likes a lot of souvenirs, there is not a lot of souvenirs there to get. At least there wasn't in 2020. But it is still a really cool place to stop. They consider it the end of the earth there. The end of, yeah. And so anyway, wanted to let you know about that. Now, they did give everyone on the ship a COVID test, and only 1% of the ship passengers tested positive. I think that's great. The people that commented here turned out to be negative. They have just had an absolutely wonderful sailing. Everything that they talk about, it sounds like everything is going really smoothly. And truly, when you go to somewhere like this, you do have to know that the weather can change on you. A storm can come up. The seas can be more rough, less rough. But I think that's part of the fun. You just go and you see what there is and enjoy what there is to enjoy. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about for just a minute is someone made a comment, and I think it was over, Gordon printed it out for me on our Facebook group, and let me tell you, or maybe it was on a comment. At any rate, I really appreciate it. So thank you. They said, why is it that people view every post that is not glowing as complaining? And they went on to say that they just really appreciate hearing the both sides of everything. If they hear that the medallion's not working well, when they go on their cruise, they'll know that the medallion might not work well, that your drink might not be delivered as quickly as you would hope or ever delivered. And so you just know to go talk to customer service and get that charge off if you don't have a package and ask for another one. Another thing that I really appreciated them pointing out is sometimes like two people can go on the same cruise and have very different views of it, very different opinions. And I really appreciate that as well. I think that's why I really enjoy watching several people on YouTube, because it kind of gives me a really good picture about what's going on and just a lot of different viewpoints. And so I hope that you all appreciate my viewpoint. I just try to tell you a lot of information, so that you know how to navigate what's going on and so that you also have the opportunity to be more well prepared. But I very much appreciated that comment, so thank you, Irene. Now, another thing that we have just heard is someone just barely got off of the Discovery Princess, and on their sailing, rock opera was replaced by the show's Spotlight Bar. And when I was just on the Discovery Princess at the end of October, I was able to see both shows, and they are both really, really good shows. I'm a little surprised they, canceled the rock opera for that one. I don't know why they would do that, but they are both really good shows. And so make sure that when you are on the Discovery Princess or a princess ship that has both, make time, if you enjoy shows, to go to both of them, because they are different. They're very different from each other, but they are both really, really good. The Spotlight Bar is a whole new thing that Princess is doing. It's a new, whole new production that is, usually it's an addition to the shows in the Princess Theater. So I guess it just depends on how they run it. But I thought that was really helpful information. And then also, let's see. I've heard from a few of you who are booked on Holland America cruises to Alaska this next year. Some of you said that your the time for your ship to depart from Seattle or Vancouver has been adjusted just a little bit, but so far your itineraries have not been adjusted. I haven't heard from anyone who was on the sailing of the Eurodam right after ours. I heard from one of you who was sailing much later in the season, so it'll be fun to see if it changes, from sailing to sailing. I wish I knew what was going on, but as I told you all yesterday, they have taken Glacier Bay and Icy Strait Point off of our itinerary. Makes me really sad. They've replaced us with 3 to 6 p.m. at seeing Hubbard Glacier. She is beautiful. She is not to be missed, so I'm sure we will enjoy it. But I wanted to make sure that all of you keep an eye on your email, because that's the only way that I would have known about it. They just send you an email, or you can also look at the website and see that. The last thing, this is what I really want to end on, and I think it's really special for us to all remember this and think about it. They said, cruising in general has changed so much from what we fell in love with. We were eager for some of them, but they keep pushing the boundaries. Still, we love to be at sea. And that, I think, just sums it up all for me. I love to go see new places, but I love to be at sea. To me, there is nothing like sailing the ocean blue and getting to experience being on the ocean. And so I hope that you all think about that. I know some things are changing that I'm not crazy about changing either, but the only constant is change. And so we either change or else we get left behind, or we get left at home. And so kind of think about that as you're planning your cruises, trying to decide what you're going to do. I am really hopeful that all of you, as this bright new year dawns, have a chance to go on a cruise or do whatever travel you're really hoping to do. I really appreciate you all being here with me. If any of you have any updates from any cruise ship that you've been on recently, I would love to hear from you, as well as any experience that you think would help everyone else here. We have an amazing community over on our Facebook group, Let's Go Travel Tips. great place to ask questions, a great place to share your experience as well, and it's extra special there. So if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? If you haven't subscribed, please do, because we actually really need you with us, and we've been waiting for you, so we're glad you're here. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.